The following program was produced by CTV Community Television.
Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. This is Monday, February 2nd. If you have any business or questions with this group up here, there's a couple times when you can do that. When we vote on anything, I'll always give you a chance to state your opinion before we vote. And then under number 10 is public comment. I'll give you 3 minutes on that, and I'll let you know when there's like 1 minute left. If you would please adhere to that, we would appreciate that. Call the roll, please.
Mayor Cedar.
Here.
Councilmember Gottler.
Here.
Councilmember Kufa.
Here.
Councilmember Laporte.
Here.
Councilmember Paul.
Present.
Councilmember Volz.
Here.
Councilmember Westrick.
Here.
All present.
Thank you. Let's go to consent agenda number 4A. City Council minutes of January 19th, 2026. Regular meeting recommendation approved. And B is Planning Commission minutes of September 9th, 2025. Meeting recommendation received.
Motion to approve A and B is presented.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Number 5 is ordinances and resolution. Let's go to A, resolution 2601, poverty exemptions and guidelines. Mr. Duchesne.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, annually, according to state law, the State Tax Commission reminds the local assessors under the General Property Tax Act that townships and cities must adopt a policy and guidelines to be used for property exemptions during the Board of Review assessment process. A copy of the policy has been recommended, reviewed by the County Equalization Director and the Assessing Department. All follow the State Tax Commission's recommendations as provided, and according to the City of St. Clair's Code of Ordinances, this action is before you tonight to ensure the Board of Review's decisions on property exemptions are based on policy and guidelines compliant with Michigan compiled laws, Section 211.7U, and the State Tax Commission's recommendations. We recommend you adopt the resolution 2601.
So move.
Support. Questions? Call the roll, please.
Laporte.
Yes.
Paul.
Yes.
Volz.
Yes.
Westrick.
Yes.
Gottler.
Yes.
Kufa.
Yes.
Cedar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Thank you. We'll go B. Resolution 2602, nuisance. Is this Mr. Downey?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor and members of council, before you is a proposed resolution that would designate property located at 1617 Vine Street a nuisance property that's been the subject of a code enforcement investigation for a number of years. Currently, there's a criminal case pending. It was initiated late last year with a trial scheduled later this month. We still don't have compliance at the property. This adoption of this resolution by council would afford the city an additional avenue to abate the nuisance. And we're currently working with council to council for the resident to come up with a global resolution that would resolve both the pending criminal matter and this potential civil case.
All right. I'd ask for a motion from council to endorse and pass the resolution as presented by Downey.
I'll make the motion.
I'll support. Any questions?
I do have a question. So even upon passage of this resolution, the property owner has 21 days from this point to get into compliance?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? All right, call the roll, please.
Paul.
Yes.
Volz.
Yes.
Westrick.
Yes.
Gottler.
Yes.
Kufa.
Yes.
Laporte.
Yes.
Cedar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Thank you. We'll go to C, resolution 2603, financial policies. Mr. Duchesne.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, It is best practices in municipal financial management to operate under financial policies adopted by the city council to guide administration and to provide that information to outside entities. The motion as presented adopts the 2026 financial policies, provide copies of the policies to the city auditors, bond rating agencies, and post the policies on the city's website and publications. Now, generally what this is a guideline too by the Government Finance Officers Association on certain principles and characteristics of good financial management for all municipalities. It sets a policy for generally budgeting, revenue policies, borrowing policies, investment policies, debt policies, and capital improvements. It gives a guidance and then is measured. The operations of the financial aspects of the city are measured against these policies, and the auditors have additional benchmarks or guidelines to go to between being what is just acceptable versus best practices. They will evaluate, and as well as we will every day as we operate. But that is the intent of the policies. They will be bound in future financial documents. And again, as mentioned, all of these policies, if adopted by Resolution 2603, affect the city operations from financial methods of doing business, cash handling, debt, capital policies, accounting, reporting, and auditing policies. So I recommend council adopt these policies as presented.
Am I to understand we don't have municipal financial policies at this time, or is this just an update of the current ones?
We do not have financial policies at this time.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll support that.
Motion made, support. Other questions? I have one question, Mr. Shane. Under debt policies, I would call it page 3, I guess. Limit general obligation debt to 10% stake equalized value and aims for a per capita debt at or below 2,500. Now, the 10%, is that within the state? Because the state has some guidelines of.
That is a state guideline,
That's it.
and that's recommended for charter cities of the 10%. Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, call the roll, please.
Folds,
Yes.
Westrick,
Yes.
Gatler,
Yes.
Ufa,
Yes.
Port,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Cedar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Well, no, thank you. We go to reports administration. A, City Superintendent, Mr. Shane, we got.
I have a note ahead for the February 16th council meeting that I would request that we hold a work session at 5 p.m. My request is going to include an agenda regarding our street program funding plans, the sale of excess public property, and local preference vending. Those would be 3 things I would like to discuss with council. And at 5:30, you do have a ZBA case already scheduled for 5:30. And then 6 o'clock, there'll be a regular council meeting, and we do have a presentation of a grant award given to the city that we'll follow up on then. So just like to mention that ahead for planning purposes. I have discussed the preliminary with the mayor. You may have comments on that.
Do we have to have a motion to set that work session?
I think you could just declare it.
Declare, okay. So 5 o'clock, the 16th, 2 weeks from tonight. Okay, anybody else?
I got a question. What is going on with waste management with the extra garbage? Do we have any updates on that?
We have no further information. The last topic that we covered was the trying to stabilize and uniformly use the recycling schedule that's now being broadcast and out. We have discussed progress, trying to make progress on bulk pickup. They offered some things that I know the mayor and I were part of a discussion where they said there's other methods, including being able to rent a disposable dumpster and things like that, but nothing that we felt was progressing towards the council's goals of improved service and efficiency. So the short answer is no, nothing further at this time.
How much longer do we have in that contract with them?
It goes through 28. The rate increase will be December of 27.
I think if we can't find a decent middle ground, we need to start looking elsewhere. That's just my opinion. customer that came in and saw me the other day and showed me his garage, which is full of garbage that Waste Management would not pick up. And he's got to pay extra to have that garbage removed. That's never been an issue in the past.
I agree. I'm hearing stories of missing houses, calling in, still getting, put it back out there tomorrow. Nobody comes by to get it, put it back out again. This is difficult in this time of the year to be asking people to be monkeying with trash cans that big 3 times a week and still not getting it
And
done.
it'd be limited to 1 trash can per household, or you have to pay, or you have to put it out an extra day, or you have to call on Friday to have it picked up.
I agree.
That's all unnecessary. Trash day is Thursday.
And it
take
shouldn't be
trash out.
difficult to get rid of trash.
Right. It was never been an issue in the past, and now it's just a huge issue. And this is not what we signed up for, and I don't think it's fair to our constituents.
If I may ask you, I know that we tell people to report to Waste Management and call them. And
Does nothing.
I certainly, I certainly appreciate, and they should do that according to the contract, if they would let us know to email, writing, or call, just something has happened. I know people usually do, but I would like to keep a database on our own to do some verification, because I'm not sure that they have the same recording of complaint system that we would have.
Sure.
So any of those, I appreciate comments here. If there's some examples I could concretely work with, I would appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
One other question for you. In that contract language, does it have a description of the services that we're supposed to receive? And then are those being fulfilled according to the contract language?
In being fair, the regional route manager has been very good to work with to fix problems to the extent that he can. They are after the fact. The service is not detailed as exact like hour pickups, buy times. It's a contract that could certainly use some enhancements for detail in that. For the most part, it does, in the extension that was entered into, it speaks to a service that is defined as completed or not, and that's really about it. So
Okay.
no, again, short answer is no.
Anybody else? Okay, we'll go to C. Any city departments tonight? Go to D, authority boards, any chairs, council reps, anybody have anything to report? We have no unfinished business. Under 7, we'll go to 8, new business, Palmer Park Restation Project. Mr. Duchesne, I think that's you.
It is, Mr. Mayor, members of council, there has been certainly some very good news regarding Palmer Park Rest Station Project for 2026. The considerable contributions will now, it is indicated in our commitments that will be privately funded by several different groups, including and we are presupposing final approval, but it has been recommended the Community Foundation, the St. Clair Rotary, a private local personal donor, and the Ralph Wilson Foundation will provide a new restroom in Palmer Park, and the project can meet the needs of the public and improvements such as support the bike hike trail that's nearby. And this over $200,000 project will be funded from private sources. Some of the conditions, of course, this is still on city property, so you will be acting to approve or disapprove it tonight for that reason. You also have control of the contracts that will go in there and type, and it will be the duty of my office to cause all necessary permits agreements to make sure they're completed, set forth a completion timetable, and the donors have specified they would like that timetable to be 2026. They do not see it as a multi-year project, but could be completed this time, and it can be by our initial review. The city will be putting some amount of money into it in review and design, so I want to be clear about that. But subject to those conditions, I think I am able to recommend the council approve this project. Some of the sketches in here from our civil engineer company are just there to represent the general kind of facility that basically will be built in this place. Again, this subject to final approval of the funding agencies and, of course, following all permits, codes of the city as it's built. But it is 2 bathrooms, a bottle filling station for service to those walkers or bikers. This will be next to the trail map and provide some amenities such as a bike repair station to go along with it.
That's cool.
So we have a couple drawings in there for general location and purposes. Obviously, every intent is of the parties to build a facility that is very low profile, fits into the nature of the park, does not obstruct views, and is serviceable. And of course, my concern is that it's maintainable also, and I think all the parties understand and agree to that. So without any other concerns, I recommend council do approve the project and the acceptance of the to-be-approved private funding.
I'll make a motion.
Questions?
Are we going to be able to be involved in the final placement of the location of this? I see this appears to be 2 different locations to me, according to the 2 diagrams in the back.
The final location is yet to be finalized, but basically I've been trying to describe it as where the nearest, the location, as they call it, to the current porta-johns are typically put. And we'll certainly have, when there's site drawings, I'll bring those back to council, so there's at least a sign-off or approval or consensus about that, where it is built. But
I think one of my biggest concerns is the placement for the actually viewing it from the other side of the road, right? From Riverview Plaza, where we have so many events, so many things are taking place in that location. The last thing I want is the view to be obstructed by restrooms. As much as I'm in favor of these being there, I don't want it to be part of the view from the plaza, if possible.
It's been a discussion where the current porta-johns are, that you look straight out from the south side of the courtyard and you're looking at this fence and weathering and porta-johns sitting there. And it looks like we're either putting it right there, or we're just moving it to the opposite corner of the courtyard. And now you're gonna be looking at a nicer version of that. But there isn't anything that can get it outside of or closer to our current, storm sewer building or anything else.
That's what I wondered
That
too,
gets it
Chris.
down below that parking area even, so the cars and everything is going to be shielding all of that from the roadway or the courtyard of the businesses.
My first thought was perhaps to the north of the parking lot, the pull-in.
Yeah,
It's still accessible to anyone on a bicycle. It's still walkable. It's a better perhaps look than just the south side of that building that's there. It just makes use of a space, if there's enough there. It makes use of a space that's otherwise just kind of nothing, in my opinion.
yeah. And it's closer to other buildings, other items that look like it.
I know that the only preliminary concern is, of course, utilities. And in some of the preliminary meetings, it's a question of how far they have to run the utilities and in what that expense is also. So, but that certainly, it's not designed yet and it's open. And certainly we'll take those thoughts of council back and add that to the planning as it goes forward. Recreation Director Hawkins is primary contact on this project with the gifting groups, and obviously they will have a say. There he is. There's a representative of a big part of the gifting groups, Mr. Ralph Livingston, and I'm sure he's taking notes along with us and talking further, but he's been a great person to work on this. And I think many of your concerns were first on discussion lists, so.
So tonight's approval is just approving the project. We're not approving any kind of placement.
And upon completion of this, should it happen, at that point, it's the city's responsibility of the maintenance.
That's my question.
Yes, sir.
Cleaning and down the road. I mean, I'm not against this, but just, it's nice to get these things covered, but there is a legacy cost in it, and that's okay, but we just want everybody to be aware of that too.
Yeah.
They certainly are aware of it and comment on it with a very good positive nature about that, and I do mention it occasionally.
Yeah.
So,
Anybody else? Has the motion been made? Support? All right, should we call the roll?
Westrick?
Yes.
Battler?
Yes.
Lupa?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Bowles,
Yes.
Cedar,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. Good work on that. Number 9, claims and accounts for January 21 and 28, 2026.
Hearing no questions, Your Honor, I make a motion to approve as presented.
Support.
I'm going to ask one question real quick on that. On the check 62969, that was the Gulf Street final. You're going to make sure we got reimbursed.
Yes,
I seen the email you sent to the engineer, but I didn't see a response to that.
yes, because I didn't print it off and run it down. He did respond, he said $6,600 has been adjusted in those billings. And while it was not itemized and the way they went back and forth, I reviewed with accounts payable today the change orders, the adjustments, and the adjusted billing. I see where it probably took place, but they did a lot of that verbal between the two contractors, the pipe contractor and the underground contractor, and made that adjustment. So that's what the Brian from AEW indicated. That was the amount, and that was the understanding between the contractors they settled on. So that was part of negotiations of that.
Any other questions? All right, the motion made, support, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Or number 10, public comment. Anybody have questions or comments? 3 minutes, please. I'll let you know when you're down to the 1 minute left time. All right, we'll go to number 11 then. Mayor and council, anybody have anything tonight? Good job on the icy bazaar, Mr. Paul.
Community, yes, it was wonderful.
Seems like it was well attended.
It was well attended. It was very cold, but people came out and enjoyed it, so it was nice. Looking forward to next year.
Fireworks on Saturday were amazing. A lot of pressure on our 4th of July fireworks committee.
Easy, easy. Not that far away.
Anybody else have anything?
Hearing nothing, Your Honor, I make a motion to adjourn.
Support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Have a good night, everyone. Be safe out there. Take care of each other. Be nice.
The preceding program was produced by CTV Community Television. CTV Community Television is supported by the cities of Marine City and St. Clair, East China Township, Cotterville Township, and the East China School District.